6 lessons, 1 month, 0 regrets. This is everything March taught me. Before the calendar turns, listen up. I'm ending March differently. I am locking in 6 lessons that changed my perspective this month. And they are exactly what you need to hear right now. This is what I learned in this March that I wanna share, that I wanna remind myself of. So I want you to listen up very carefully. The first one from Winston Churchill. Prepare your thoughts, rewrite and sharpen them like weapon, or like katana, the sword of Japan. The best thing about Churchill was he read a lot, wrote a lot, thought a lot about history, more than most of his peers. Because we can't neglect that you are not only judged by how you look, but also by what you say and how you say. A leader's voice must inspire when others doubt. And by doing so, you become more articulate because your articulation is directly proportional to how well you can write and think on paper. And it's needless to say that you can become instant 60% more articulate if you prepare your thoughts before a speech or lecture. And after finishing your speech, I'm pretty sure you will get a lot of dopamine and feeling of proud of yourself. And people start seeing you from a different perspective, that you are a someone who knows what you are talking about. Saying goes, speaking without thinking and preparing your thoughts is like shooting without aiming. And I learned this lesson easy way, and I am proud of that. If you are like me, you are my kind of people, please do this. Please prepare your thoughts, rewrite and sharpen them. You will get a wow experience, and your future self would be proud of you. If you talk about me, that's what I do all the time. I write down everything I find noteworthy and worth telling. And after that, adding and mixing them with my existing knowledge, and then prepare my thoughts and stitch them into a series of information that benefit both yourself and others. It helps them to burn less calories, to understand what's being said. Always remember, a leader's voice must inspire when others doubt, and it only can be happened when you know what you are talking about, because every leader does that. So why not we? Now let's talk about second lesson from Tools of Titans, and this correlates with the first one. Do the journaling. Become a journalist. Here are two prominent journaling types I want to mention. First, morning pages. This is a stream of consciousness. The method: you write 3 pages of longhand, uninterrupted thoughts first thing in the morning. There's no topic. You just dump whatever is in your head. It could be anything. It could be your fears, to-do list, complaints, so that you can evaluate and focus on your actual work. If you talk about me, this thing I do a lot. This thing I like the most, man. The moment I open my eyes, I just grab my pen and journaling diary and start doing morning pages. This thing I do every fucking single day. I just love that. And by doing so, I also plan my day, and it's cherry on top. So I was reading Eat That Frog. It was also mentioned there that there are 6P formula, and it said Proper prior planning prevents poor performance. You have to plan your day a day before. You have to plan your day a day before. If you miss that, you can also plan your day in the morning while doing journaling. Okay, so for people who think I can't do this morning pages because of time issue, so I brought something for you. You can do 5-minute journaling. It's designed for people who don't have enough time for long form journaling. So here's the method. You answer 3 questions in the morning and 2 at night. So in the morning, when you start doing journaling, you ask these questions. What are 3 things that I'm grateful for? What are 3 things would make my today great? And 3 your daily affirmations. It could be anything. It's like, I can do that. I never allow failure to be an option. And no one can stop me from reaching my destination. And at night, you ask the question that what are 3 amazing things that happened today? And how could I have made today better? This is 5-minute journaling. The goal to do it is to shift your brain from a state of scarcity. What I don't have to abundance. What I do have. The benefits of doing journaling are many. It's like fucking your monkey mind so that you can have more time and energy to focus on your actual work and things that need to be done. If you do it, I appreciate you. If you don't, you're missing the fucking point. Why don't you do that, huh? And now you know how it's correlated with the first one. When you do journaling, you get time to prepare your thoughts, rewrite them and sharpen them like weapon. Because our leaders' voice must inspire when others doubt. But before that, you have to prepare your thoughts. You have to stitch them into a series of information that burn less calories in other people to understand what you are saying, so that they can get engaged with you, that whatever you are saying to them, and you can easily influence them. But it will only happen when you know how to prepare your things, thought, stuff, and your body. So always prepare your thoughts and do the journaling first thing in the morning. Here's the third lesson, again from Winston Churchill. He argues that study more than others. Know history, strategy, and people like past leaders and historical figures, or the guy you want to become like. And let me tell you this, obsession with history made him one. He studied a lot of history, strategy, and past leaders more than most of his friends. One thing he knew, that I have limited time. I can't make all mistakes and learn from them. I must use a tool. And what is that tool? It's like Brahmastra. He was like, everybody stand down. And as all leaders do, he learned from the people who came before him. He studied a lot of books, past leaders, historical figures, in order to save his time and energy. Because you have limited time. Leaders are readers. You only have finite time. Don't forget that. You only have finite time. Steal the experience and head-won knowledge of others people who came before you and spent 20 years beating their heads against the wall trying to solve the problem that you are facing today. I would argue that be a robber and steal whatever you can from past leaders, historical figures, read history, strategy, and a lot of books. Uncle Charlie Munger said this, and I love that. He said, there is no better teacher than history in determining the future. There are answers worth billions of dollars in 30 dollar history book. Read more than your friends. Ask the question, do you want to leave your friends and relatives behind, or be the one who left behind? And it will change your perspective, buddy. Literally. So, here's the fourth lesson. The power of tongue is real. Stop saying that I am broke, I am tired, I am depressed, I can't do that, I suck at goodbyes, and blah blah. Because whatever you are telling to your trillions of cells, they get influenced. They see it as a command and start doing the work based on whatever you give command, and keep the belief. So stop saying negative things to your mind, because remember, most of your stress, anxiety, depression comes from the way you respond, not the way life is. So what to do? Adjust your attitude and change how you see things. Look for good in all situations. Be an optimistic guy. Instead of saying in a negative way, you can say, I haven't done that. I'm grateful. I'm growing. I'm just doing experiment. And the most important sentence that can change your perspective, as it did mine, is I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Just repeat it. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. With each passing day, week, month, and year. Repeat this every day and frame things in a positive way. You literally change your mindset and body the way you command and say things yourself. For instance, if I say I can't do that, I would replace it with I haven't done yet. I don't say I can't influence people. I replace it with I'm just experimenting with getting more people to engage. And many more things you can say, and many more things you can frame in a positive way. So I repeat, the power of tongue is real. Know how you frame things. Okay, so now let's go for the fifth lesson. But before that, listen this. There was a king, and he said to his son that become a smart and a wise guy. Keep improving yourself, but never tell them. In plain words, whatever you do in private always shows in public. Your reading shows in your conversation, your workout shows in your physique, your diet shows in your energy, your discipline shows in your confidence, your focus shows in your results. You are who you cultivate when no one's watching. And you can use people as a catalyst if you figure out who you spend most of your time with. Who are those 5 people I spend most of my time with? Before doing the hard work, you must know who you are working with. Are they ethical or not? What beliefs they have? Do they follow social fads and ads? It is simple believing that everybody is doing that shit. So why shouldn't I do? It is called social fads and ads. So surround yourself with positive and motivated folks and avoid negative folks, the unhappy and unlucky. They are like infection. Avoid people who drain your energy, fuck your time, and create drama. Because you can't live a big life and peaceful life surrounded by small mindset people. So here's the 6th one. The most important that makes you a dangerous competitor. It's from Tools of Titans again. So here's the lesson. Focus on productive failure. There is a heavy emphasis on taking more risks while you are young and have less to lose. Because your capacity for taking risks is inversely proportional to your age. The younger you are, the more risks you can take, especially in your 20s. Like there are many more successful people. They argue the same, that your 20s is the most important time to take the biggest risks of your life. Because they advise Don't just seek failure. Seek out situation where the downside is capped, but the upside is huge. Many guests in two subtitles wish they had started their first business or crazy idea sooner, realizing that even it failed. Let's suppose it failed, but the lesson learned would have been more valuable than a safe job. And many people quit their job or use it as a tool because they know it's something I can do later, but I can't take a risk later. This is all I got. You don't have many bills to pay, mortgage and responsibilities, payments. You have no wife, you have no kids. It's like being an underdog while you're young makes you a dangerous competitor because you have nothing to lose but everything to gain. No one sees you coming. The downside is capped, but the upside is huge. So don't resent it, lean into it. I love that. Here's the learning from this lesson that most people are terrified of looking stupid, looking amateur. But the world's best, they are terrified of staying safe. They wish they had taken more risks earlier. So if you are in 20s, I would argue that please take the most important and the biggest risks of your life because you have literally nothing to lose but everything to gain. You have least to lose but the most to gain. So these are 6 best lessons that I learned, and that's how this month becomes so memorable. We as a human, we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. So that's what I am documenting this. So that's it. Which one did you like the most and what did you learn this month? Just let me know. Until that's being said, Narkanti out.